27-year-old woman was pulled out alive but injured after being trapped for 66 hours. As the death toll nears 500 people, rescuers say the chance of finding anyone else alive is diminishing. Live now to the town of Ercis. Al Jazeera's Anita McNaught is there. Anita, as the hours tick away, hope fades of finding further people alive under that rubble. Presumably the focus has to shift away from search and rescue to concentrating on those who survived and rebuilding communities shattered by the earthquake.
No, you're absolutely right, but people haven't given up hope yet. We've just taken a drive through Ercis and out to some surrounding villages, and every couple of hundred meters there's another building down. The scene is replicated again and again. Rescue workers working through the rubble, and a crowd of people who have relatives who may still be inside, where there's a chance of them being alive, still waiting around, completely unwilling to abandon a building until all hope is extinguished. And when you have a case like 27-year-old Gozde Bahar, the teacher who they extracted from the rubble of her apartment building after she'd been there for 66 hours, that's not quite 3 days, you can understand why they can't give up hope. We know the human body can survive without water at the outside maybe 4 days. So beyond 3 days they're pushing it, but who knows? I mean, maybe there's a broken tap, a dripping tap that someone can get some water from. Maybe there's a can of drink within reach. You know, who knows? And if there's a pocket of space and if they manage to make their voice heard, then there is a chance of life. And people here are hanging on to that because, frankly, there's not much else in this town to feel cheerful about. Actually, I will give you one piece of cheering news, Adrian, and that is an update about Azra, the 10-day-old baby who was freed against all odds after 2 days in the wreckage, and her mother Semiha from the Karaduma family. We now know they were taken to a hospital in Ankara at top speed when they were freed yesterday. They were airlifted there. We've heard they have no medical complications. Mother and baby are absolutely fine, albeit probably still a bit thirsty, but they are doing extremely well. That in itself is something else to cheer people here.
Anita, immediately following the earthquake, Turkey refused offers of help from the international community. That position has now changed. Why?
Well, it's not precisely a U-turn, but I think Turkey has had to acknowledge the limits of what it can do. It said it didn't want international help in a search and rescue operation. I think I would have to say, looking at the way that the many search and rescue operations here have still been stretched, and the way that I got a phone call this afternoon saying we found another building where we think 30 people are trapped and no one's been over the rubble at all, that they probably made a mistake in not inviting other countries to come and help. Where the specific request for help has come, though, is not in people bringing sniffer dogs and sound detection equipment. It's in the area of temporary housing. What this government has had to acknowledge is not only, as the Prime Minister gave a speech today to say they haven't got the tents to people quickly enough, but they actually don't have enough prefab housing, strong structural housing, containerized housing, that sort of thing, to keep people here through the winter, because this city isn't going to be rebuilt fast. This town, Ercis, isn't going to be rebuilt fast. The sewage is broken, the water mains are broken, and the houses, most of them will have to be demolished because a lot of them have cracks in them and no one trusts the construction now. So they're going to need to put people in temporary accommodation. Turkey doesn't have enough containers, doesn't have enough caravans and mobile homes to put up the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of homeless who will result from this. So that's what the appeal's gone out for. The 30 countries that offered help have all been reapproached, and Turkey will now take anyone's mobile homes who's prepared to send them.
Anita, many thanks indeed. Anita McNaught, live in Ercis.